Chapter 5. Data Collection Techniques. This chapter will deal 3 frequently used data collection techniques: the questionnaire, the interview, and observation. What is questionnaire? Questionnaire is a tool or instrument made of set of questions. Issues in designing questionnaire: determine the parameter to be investigated, prepare the questions to be asked, select question type and specific the wording, design the question sequence and overall questionnaire layout. Types of questionnaire according to information needed. Factual questions: questions used to ascertain such things as the respondent's age, gender, and so on. Opinion and attitude questions: questions intended to determine a person's ideas, inclinations, prejudices, convictions, and so on. Information questions: questions designed to measure the respondent's knowledge about some topic. Self-perception questions: questions quite similar to attitude questions, but restricted to one's opinions about himself or herself. Standard or action questions: questions used to determine how respondents would act in certain circumstances. Questions about actual past of present behavior. Questions that potentially fall within some of the categories of questions already identified, but tend to be narrower in that they focus on the behavior. Last types of questionnaire according to information needed is projective questions, questions that allows respondents to answer questions indirectly by imposing their personal belief, attitudes, and so on onto others. Types of questionnaire according to form. Open-ended question is a question designed to elicit a meaningful answer based on a person's feelings, thoughts, and knowledge. The advantage of open-ended question or unstructured questionnaires is it allows for unlimited responses, provide more detail, deliver new insight, offer deeper qualitative data, give you sentiment and opinions, and follow the whole customer journey. While the disadvantages of open-ended questions is time-consuming to answer, lower response rates, difficult to compare, a lot of irrelevant information, and hard to analyze. Next, the closed-ended questions or structured questions. Closed-ended or structured questionnaires: limited freedom to express opinion, capping of option, avoid bias, data form is quantitative. Advantages of closed questionnaire: questionnaires are relatively quick and easy to create and interpret. The researcher is able to contact large number of people quickly, easily, and efficiently using a postal questionnaire. Disadvantages of close-ended questionnaire: the format of questionnaire design makes it difficult for the researcher to examine complex issues and opinions. Where the researcher is not present, it's always difficult to know whether or not a respondent has understood a question properly. To understand more about closed-ended and open-ended, here are some examples in closed-ended asked, "Do you think we should hire you?" where the answer is yes or no. While in open-ended questions, a question's designed to elicit a meaningful answer based on person's feelings, thoughts, and knowledge. Merits and demerits of questionnaire. Merits of questionnaire method: it is very economical, it covers the research in wide area, it is time-saving process. Demerits of questionnaire method: lack of personal contact, greater possibility of wrong answer, chances of receiving incomplete responses are more. Now, let's proceed in the interview method in research. It is verbal conversation between two people with the objective of collecting relevant information for the purpose of research. Types of interview: personal interview, telephone interview, focus group interview. Personal interview: it is face-to-face two-way communication between the interview and the respondents. It is carried out in planned manner and is referred to as structured interview. Telephone interview: the information is collected from the respondent by asking him questions on the phone is called as telephone interview. Focus group interview: it is an unstructured interview which involves a moderator leading a discussion between small group of respondents on a specific topic. Advantages of interview method: opportunity for feedback. Interview can provide direct feedback to the respondent and give clarification, props, and visual aids. Interviewer have the opportunity of showing respondents items such as sample products, graphs, and sketches, which can aid in their answers. High participation. Interviewing respondents personally can increase the likelihood of their participation. Many people participate directly. Disadvantages of interview method. Cost. Personal interviews are usually more expensive than mail, telephone, and internet survey. Lack of anonymity. Respondents are not anonymous in a personal or face-to-face interview and may be unwilling to disclose certain information to the interviewer. Dishonesty. Interviewers cheat to make their life easier and save time and effort. The last data collection techniques that we will discuss is the observation. Observation is a means of gathering information for research as perceiving data through the senses: sight, hearing, tastes, touch, and smell. Purpose of observation is to enable the researcher to gather directly primarily data of first-hand information for his study, for a more accurate description and interpretation, and to enable the researcher to gather empirical data which are difficult to obtain by other means. Types of observation. The structured observation, which is coding scheme, is used to record behavior and quantitative data collected. An unstructured observation, which researchers just record what's going on, and qualitative data collected. The next is controlled and uncontrolled observation. The controlled observation usually utilized in experimental studies, while the uncontrolled observation utilized in natural settings. The next is participant observation and non-participant observation. The participant observation means the observer takes part in the situation being studied while carrying out the research, while in the non-participant observation is where the observer is not part of the situation being studied.